America had just learned to adjust to the static shrapnel when a new, deadlier incident occurred. A small town in Texas had been truncated by the sphere. Its edge had frozen Main Street in two. At night, people still gathered. Locals, journalists, soldiers, families who refused to go home. They stood behind temporary barriers, watching the static fog dome breathe in the dark. Just after 1 a.m, the haze bulged. At first it looked like a pressure wave, a slow outward swell in the interference. Then a large dense mass of static and light pushed through, forcing its way out of the barrier and into the open air. It did not fall, it stepped. Its outline jittered, its edges breaking into noise and reforming. Sparks crawled over its surface, leaping to the asphalt in snapping arcs. Streetlights above it blew out one by one as it passed beneath them. It walked along the street seemingly blind, disoriented, veering, lurching. Every few steps it blipped, vanishing for a heartbeat, reappearing a few meters away, as if reality had skipped a frame. A cluster of onlookers had gathered near a side street, pressed against the fencing for a better view. The entity flickered, vanished, and reappeared inside the crowd. People dropped where they stood, bodies failing in ways no one could process in the moment. Electric bursts flung charred bodies into the air. Some folks seemed to wither and die, as if years of their lives passed in seconds. Others staggered, clothes catching fire from stray arcs. Soldiers opened fire. Rounds warped, disintegrated, or veered off course before reaching the thing. The entity moved on, leaving a jagged path of collapse behind it. Blocks at a time lost electricity as it passed. Sirens cut out mid-wail. The town's grid flickered, then dropped entirely. Every attempt to approach ended the same way. Equipment failed, vehicles stalled, and anyone too close was knocked down by invisible forces or sudden bursts of energy. On the edge of the chaos, a small team of technicians and one exhausted physicist worked over a cobbled-together device, a modified acoustic rig, tuned in desperation to a frequency they hoped would interact with whatever the thing was. When the entity staggered past their position, they triggered it. The sound wasn't loud so much as deep, a pressure in the bones more than in the ears. The entity convulsed, its flickering outline vibrated, splitting into overlapping silhouettes that tore at each other. The arcs of energy intensified, then folded inward. For a single impossible instant, the static cleared. Inside the distortion, they saw a human figure, a body, a face, features twisted in confusion, not rage. Then the form collapsed into a violent burst of light and scattered arcs that scorched the pavement and blew out what remained of the windows on the street. And it didn't end there. Over the following weeks, more shapes pushed through the barrier at scattered points along its edge, each one flickering, disoriented, and catastrophically dangerous. Resonance weapons were no longer prototypes, they were priorities.